Happy Sunday to you, friends. How are you? I am coming down off a really great day. A really good day. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, I woke to face the day. My friends Sherry and Jay come over to see me and Sean. We sat here on the porch and visited. We went to the greenhouse. We went to the Goodwill. We went to the Blanco. We ate supper. We planted flowers. Every Sunday should be this good. But I am tickled to report that I got some pineapple sage, some creeping licorice, because ground cover, you know. And I got a couple of thrillers and billers and spillers, you know, sweet potato vines and whatnot, to fill out some of these pots on the porch, and some impatiens that are baby pink with adorable little red centers in them. So anyway, ripped and run, went to the Goodwill, got me a cute suitcase that goes with the rest of my stuff. Oh, I love when I find that stuff. Also found me another Mary today. Oh, and look here, find of the day. I don't know who she is, but she feels biblical. I think she might be Sarah. She feels like a Sarah. You know, it'll come to me. Might be the woman at the wheel. I don't know. So, anyway, got that today because you do know I love the religious iconography. And also found this gift box from the Goodwill that was from a nut company. And I thought to myself, and I knew it was me because I recognized my voice, I thought, I bet I could put a little hanger on the back and that could be a tiny trinket shelf. A tiny, tiny trinket shelf. And I'm really excited. So, what else did I get? I got a wailing wall, guys. Okay, Goodwill find of the day. Hang on. I gotta get it. Hang on. It was too good to pass up. One, you know that I love religious iconography. Hellur. And, you know, I have a very specific collection of mid-century Mother Mary porcelain planters. They look like this. And if you turn them to the side, I use them as a pencil holder. So I have her, and I have her, and I have two more of these in different sizes. So this is what I go on the hunt for, is mid-century Mother Mary ceramic planters. So if you see these for less than $5 at your local Goodwill or junk store, holler at your cigarette mom, because I want to have the world's largest collection of the weirdest thing I've ever found. So other than that, all right, here, you ready? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, let me explain what this is, because I didn't know what it was either, and I had to look it up. It is not only a menorah, but it is a replica of the Wailing Wall, a.k.a. the Western Wall, and is in fact called a Hanukkah, representing the Kotel, which is the Wailing Wall. So, fun story, you put your menorah candles here, and when they melt, the wax fills these cavities, and then it becomes like a light up, like the whole thing glows. But also, you can put your prayer cards in here, and then when you go to the Wailing Wall yourself, you can put them in the real Wailing Wall. It's magnetic. But look at here, designed by Chintails and production by Ranan Shalev. Who would have thought that the Jewish folks and the Chinese would be working together? But I guess they both know a bunch about walls. So, anyway, I got that at the Goodwill. I know it's going to go here by my nativity and my little mid-century Mother Mary porcelain planters. Okay? So, anyway, I couldn't help it. It was too perfect. It's heavy. It's supposed to sit under camera. But see, there's little people standing in front of the Wailing Wall. Anyway, got that today. I do love a good iconography. I do. So, I'm not doing the whole don't have those other gods before me. I'm not doing that. I'm not worshiping them. No, it's more like souvenirs. You know, it's like, That's cute. So, hello, Bonnie. Well, welcome. We're glad to have you. I'm currently sitting on the porch fixing to do the same thing. I finally got a dentist appointment because, I broke that tooth last week and my jaw was all swelled up like I've been punched in a bar fight. And now the swelling has gone down, but I still need them to just go ahead. It's way back here. It's one of my leftover wisdom teeth. Oh, God, what, that takes all my power. Yeah, it's already broke. So, they're just going to right out. Who knows? There'll be more room in my mouth for more songs and more words. I know. I ain't worried about it. So, I'm from Eastern Kentucky. The fact that I have any of my teeth is kind of remarkable. And the fact that I got on shoes qualifies me for a Nobel Prize. So, hello. Hello, Roger. What's going on? My husband asked me if I was going to do a cigarette mom tonight, and I thought, nah, I don't want to. But I thought after everybody wanted to make me feel so stupid about Starlink last night, listen, we're in rural West Virginia right now, and if you see something floating through the sky, it means it's after you or after what you're growing in the backyard. So forgive me for being a little... What is that? Because I was on the phone with my dad 200 miles to the west of here, and I was like, go outside and see if you see this. And he's like, holy shit, I see this. And I was like, what is that? And then once I saw the rest of it, because when I first saw it, it was just 2 or 3 little stars, and then it was a whole Starlink train or whatever. Somebody said, was you born under a rock? Well, believe it or not, I've been too busy writing a hit song for Gretchen Wilson that just went on the radio on May 1st and to pay attention to what's flying over my head from Elon Musk. But since you're so pissed off about it, it got over 100,000 views and it boosted my algorithm this week. So thank you to the haters. Believe it or not, I have an IQ higher than yours and I know what's going through the sky, but that doesn't make for very good content for when you're a comedian, now does it? Nobody wants to hear I told you so, even though I could say it all the time. What if it was the Lord? Were you going to be that much of an asshole? What if it was Jesus coming back and he was like, that's Starlink, you dipshit. You live under a rock? No, I live behind a hill. And if you see that kind of light in the sky, it usually means the Lord's coming back. You better be listening for some trumpets. I don't know why people got to be rude. You can get your point across without being an asshole, because believe me, if you want to go tat for tat and redneck and neck, I will beat you at a battle of wits. I will hurt your feelings and I will take joy in it. Pre-menopause, I'm down to my last pack of cigarettes and I've only had one little bitty teeny bit of marijuana today. Do you really want to saw this branch that we're both sitting on? Honey. Love you, mean it. Hello, I'm in Florida. It's Starlink. Elon was just shooting a bunch of satellites into the air, and I didn't know that it was over our little neck of rural West Virginia last night. So when I went outside to look at it, I thought, well, this is it. Gretchen just put out my song, and that means that the end of the world's here. But I'm so thankful for everybody who felt like they needed to give me a lecture on science and industry, especially those who have PhDs from their mama's basements. Next thing you're going to tell me is that the moon landing was real. What the hell? Let's just talk about something. Thank God for Elon real quick and his Starlink satellites, because you can get service anywhere that you have a zip code now, according to a new phone commercial that I just saw on the internet. You can get super broadband. However, in 1969, when we claimed that we went to the moon for the first time on the Apollo 1 mission with, Neil Armstrong and that Buzz Aldrin, we called them on a landline to see if they made it. A landline. I can go to the Dollar General in here at the foot of the hill and I lose service when I cross into the front glass doors. You're telling me that they called the moon on a landline and there wasn't no delay? Okay. If you believe that, I got some oceanfront property in Arizona and I'll throw the Golden Gate in for free. Closest thing y'all got to a PhD is a post hole digger, so get out there and start digging. It's okay to not like things. Anywho, my friend Sherry took all my ducks. She didn't steal them or nothing. I gave them to her. They're going to live on a farm. That's not a euphemism for me killing them. They're actually going to go live on a farm with pond and not a kiddie pool. Did I tell you yesterday that one of my turkeys just absolutely screwed one of my chickens to death? I've never seen anything like it in my life. All I saw was her feet hanging up in the air. And by the time I got to her, she was just... I was like, well, he's done broke her neck. She's a 3-pound chicken. He's a 100-pound turkey. I don't even want to think about that. So anyway, thank you for making that video go viral. Listen, I sure do appreciate it. If you want to keep sharing it and talking about it, that's fine too, because all that does is make you look at my stuff more and put me on your algorithm so that you download more of my songs and I make more money so I can buy weed and feed. Appreciate you. Love you, mean it. I love when people go, you still believe in the moon landing? I'm like, you still believe in the moon? I always one up them. Conspiracy theorists, I'm not one of those. I'm a conspiracy actualist. But I love messing with those who are just totally entrenched in their opinion. You cannot change their mind. I'm like, oh, you're fun to mess with. You're a lot of fun to mess with. Because you won't open up your brain to so much. What ifs? Ain't my baby, I ain't gonna rock it. So, I have to get out there. If we're supposed to have another freeze tonight, or is it supposed to warm back up? Because I don't want to drag my bed sheets back out one more time to cover up them lilacs, and I think they'll probably be all right. I need to go out this week. Well, yeah, go right ahead, Rhonda. This week I need to get out there and put peppers in my raised bed because Sherry did bring me enough field dirt to fill up my raised bed. So I'm pretty excited about that. Once we get peppers in the ground, maybe some zucchinis. I haven't decided. I do like a good zucchini. And I do make zucchini relish pretty good as long as I can get the recipe away from Mom before she kicks it. I've almost got it down, but I'm pretty sure I'm missing a ingredient and she won't tell it to me. She's like that. You can have it when I die. Nobody knows where it is. Where's your recipe book? You can find it when I die. Oh, my God. Oh, I have to tell you a funny story that happened the other day. Okay, so my mom called me. She said, listen, when did that earthquake happen when you was in school? And I was like, what? She goes, that earthquake when you was in school. Do you remember you was in elementary school? And I was like, kinda. Was it before or after Dylan was born? She's like, before. I'm like, okay, so it was before 1990 and after 1983. So, judging by cognizance and what I know about human development, I wouldn't remember it if it was probably, I'd have to be 2 or 3 years old. So 1986 to 1990 is the window that we're working with. Okay, what else do we know? Was Aunt Beth still living at home? Yes, Aunt Beth was still living at home because I remember she called Rhonda up on Cow Creek and asked her if she felt that earthquake. I'm like, well, then that would have been prior to 1989 because that's when she graduated high school. So we're looking at between 1986 and 1988. Was I already in school or was I in preschool? You was in school and your daddy was working second shift. Okay, well, that means that it was 1988. July or August 1988, we had that little tiny earthquake. She goes, thank you. That's when I had my gallbladder surgery. I was like, what? She goes, well, I had to write down all the surgeries I'd ever had at the doctor the other day, and then they wrote out beside it when. I thought, well, I'm in my 60s. I don't remember when I had half this stuff done, so I had to write down when I had my gallbladder out. And I remember it was that time that they had that earthquake when you was in elementary school, but I couldn't remember what year it was, and I knew that you'd remember. And I was like, that's like going to Cleveland to get to Atlanta. Like, land your plane. Like, where are we going? What? She could have just called up there at Mark Wallace and had her check her medical records. They have medical records to keep track of this stuff. So they don't have to do a seismic historical survey and try to do a book report on what happened when I was 4.5 years old in Irving, Kentucky. But in case you wanted to know, there was some seismic activity in eastern Kentucky in July or August of 1988. It was enough to make the Clays Ferry Bridge rumble, and it shadowed every dish in Rhonda Hardy's house. Well, she was in Adams then, but whatever. But that's when Mom had her gallbladder surgery, in case anybody wants to write it down for the future. I had mine when I was 19. Wait, what year was it? 2002. See how long that took me? Had some strawberries, started throwing up. They took me to the hospital. They said, are you pregnant? And I said, no. And they said, if you want your parents to leave the room, they can, but we have to know the answer. I was like, I'm not pregnant. And they said, how do you know? I said, because I've not had the sex. And my dad said, thank God. And it echoed down the hallways of the St. Joseph ER there in Lexington, Kentucky. And my mom goes, so I had my gallbladder out. 3 days later, I went riding on a horse with Wayne Perdue, and I ate pizza, and I threw it up. And I was so embarrassed because my surgeon was really, really cute, and they wouldn't let me wear anything except socks. And I was like, are you telling me he's going to see my hoo-ha, and I don't even know this man? But apparently they have to have some kind of oath where they don't look at nothing but what they're supposed to be working on. So I wasn't that worried about it. Anyway. When am I doing the morning dish again when I can get up that early without somebody else with a contract and a lot of money telling me I have to be there first? At this point in my life, my time is monetized. So, you want me to make a guest appearance? That option is available. So, I am so tickled that the first female trainer ever won the Kentucky Derby. The Kentucky Derby, and I got so tickled that the brothers won first and second, the jockeys. Jose and his other brother, I don't remember what his other brother was, but anyway, his Ultra Hermano was the other jockey, and I I was so tickled. I was like, that is some fire horse energy. Have you noticed that? It's the year of the fire horse, meaning shit's getting done. Women are taking charge, get in or get out of the damn way. Have you noticed? Have you noticed that we all put on our big girl panties and said, all right, it's time for the grown-ups to take charge. Where's my wooden spoon? Y'all have had near enough fun with the tickety talk and the OnlyFans and the Snapchat. And you've proven that you can't be trusted because you don't know how to do long division or write in cursive or read a map. So it's time for the grown-ups to take charge. All you can do is take notes and come to orientation, and we'll do our best to teach you the handshake in time for the big show. Okay? But that's all we really know. Other than that, I suggest you Google the best of the 80s and 90s. It was a whole TV series on CNN about 15 years ago, and that'll catch you right up. That's what I know. Somebody asked me the other day if I could talk slower, and I was like, nope. Tried. You just need to listen faster. Or take notes. You can go back and rewatch it. I'm just, I'm talking right off the cuff here. This is live. I don't have a script. I don't have an idea of what I'm talking about. If I'm going to pull something out of my ass, it might won't stand up. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I just talk about whatever comes to mind, just like you're on the phone with me. If you were sitting right here on this porch with me right now, I would offer you something to drink, something to eat, ask you if you wanted a cigarette, if you wanted to see my garden, if you wanted to pet a chicken, if you needed some eggs. Hello, there's no difference in you seeing me on 3 inches of a screen. Just further away. You're just further down the porch. So I've been thinking about having a big old meet and greet yard sale up in my hometown and getting rid of a bunch of stuff that's in my building. But I don't know if anybody's going to show up or if y'all even want some of that stuff. It's in all the videos of the tiny trinkets and the jars full of tiny things and the Princess Di plates and the special spoons and don't touch my tapes and my buttons. Like, Mom's like, I'll just auction that stuff off. I was like, we'll do like a junk walk, like a cake walk. We'll set all of them out. You have to pay to get in. I'll play a song, and when I finish singing, whatever pile of junk you're in front of, you can take it home. Wouldn't that be a fun game? And you get to come meet and see where I was raised and reared and all my crazy ideas and my crazy family and get autographs and pictures with all of us. It'll be just like the 1,000-pound sisters, except that we're skinnier and prettier. I'm not bragging. Things are just what they are. I come from a long line of beauty queens. Did you not see my crown? There it is. So anyway. I was looking at Starlink last night, and I appreciate the 116,000 people who wanted to tell me how stupid I was because I didn't look up in time to see Elon launch his satellite train into the atmosphere any other time but last night. Believe it or not, I had better things to do, like look at myself or look at the charts or pay attention to y'all on the porch. Really ain't been looking up unless it's hollering at me from heaven, like I've been a little busy. Sorry that in rural West Virginia there ain't a whole lot of Starlink going on. If we were in Asheville, I'd be like, that's probably Starlink. You're in West Virginia, you're thinking that's probably a chopper. I should go out there and hide my plants. So, get mad in the same pants you got glad in. I don't give a damn. If you don't feed me, fund me, or fuck me, I really don't give a shit anymore anyway. Hello? I love how many people try to ruffle my feathers, so I'm like, I don't care. I don't care enough to care about that. I have too many things to give a fuck about that. Sorry. Love you, mean it. But I have things like house payments and electric bills and water bills and internet bills and merchandise and songs and lyrics and charts, and I don't really have a whole lot of time to entertain whatever convoluted theory of my life that you've come up with in the past 24 hours, but I appreciate your unique point of view, and we will take it into consideration at our next board meeting. See, David, you get it. When you've been raised in the church like me and they tell you to watch for signs in the sky, you're like, is this one of them? Am I ready? Do I have on clean underwear? Is there Bigfoot in West Virginia? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's Bigfoot anywhere. I'm pretty sure my mom went to prom with him one year. He was a big old woolly booger. Anyway, I said that word to Sean the other day, and he's like, that's not a word. I was like, yes, it sure as hell is. He goes, no, it's not. I was like, you ever see somebody like a big old, burly dude, and you're like, that's a big old woolly booger. And he's like, that's not a word. And I was like, but yeah, it is. So I called Mom, and I was like, do you know what a woolly booger is? She goes, Tim. And I said, well, Sean don't know Tim. She goes, well, he's a woolly booger. And that was the only definition she gave. It was helpful. You can imagine. Hi, Brian Wayne. Anyway, I was on the hunt for a storage unit, but it seems that no one can get their P's and Q's together on a Sunday afternoon long enough to make $75, so it seems I'll be looking for a storage unit somewhere else. I was asked if my husband would be there to sign for me since I didn't have a real job. I'm going to let that sit. Have to remember, Sarah Beth, you can't punch people in the throat. It's rude. It's Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. When can you see Haley's coming? I don't know. I don't work for NASA. You're on a smartphone. Look it up. I don't know. Oh, see, Rhonda, you've heard woolly booger, right? Sometimes between waxings, you might have been called that yourself. I'm not talking to you specifically, Rhonda. That sounded rude and like I knew too much information about you and I don't know you at all. Backpedal, backpedal, backpedal. Anyway, Brian Wayne, I will call and verify your employment for a $75 a month storage shed. Trust me, I'll be all right. Thank you, though. If I need something with a couple commas in it, then I'll holler at you. I just need a place to keep my TVs, my childhood bedroom furniture, and all my yearbooks. I don't see what the big deal is. And I'd preferably like it to be close to either my hometown or Tays Valley, so I don't have to travel so far to get my Christmas tree. But if that's too hard for some people to understand, and they want to verify my employment since I'm quote-unquote just a musician, you're going to think just a musician. I'm fixing to just all over your face. I'll beat you with a guitar and sing a song about it. God. No, I don't have a 401k. No, I don't know what I'm going to do for retirement. I hope I'm relevant enough and talented enough and smart enough to make this go until I kill over writing a song. But if I don't, then that's nobody's business but mine. I'm married well, don't worry about it. The Dollar General's hiring. Well, thank God somebody needs to stock them shelves because I'm out of Charmin. It's the tail remnants on May 6th at 3 a.m. in the morning till daybreak. See, Robin, I knew somebody would know it. Thank you for working for NASA. I knew that somebody would know the answer. You'll see it this week. It's not Starlink, it's Haley. I'm going to tell you. Not Elon, Haley. I usually call her a woolly booger because he's 16 and so here. See? A woolly booger. Maybe it's just an Appalachian word. What's that noise? What is that noise? I have learned in my 40s, the only thing that gets on my nerves worse than anything in the whole wide world is unnecessary noise. I'm like, one of them chickens is making a weird noise. I got a broody hen. I also have a broody turkey, so they may end up raising some baby ducks too. I don't know. Circle of life. Hello, Jessica. Hello. See, you got woolly boogers there in Arkansas. See? I knew it. I knew it was a real word. You're asking a songwriter with as many songs as I've got and as much as I talk, if that's a real word, even if it ain't, is now, done said it. Call Mr. Webster. Nice, Bill. I need to do the clearance event. I need to get a couple more Adirondack chairs and maybe some things for my porch. At this part, it's just starting to look like I might need to put up a sign and offer a bed and breakfast. But it is my own little wonderland. If I want to spend my hard-earned money on weed feed and things for the garden, then don't worry about it. At least I'm not addicted to crack cocaine or shoes or purses. It could be worse. It could always be worse. On the bright side, I did not shit my pants and I'm not addicted to cocaine. So, hello, Sandra. We're glad you're alive. Here I am, in the flesh. I know, right? Can't stand it, pinch it. It's real. It is exactly 7:16 p.m. right now in West Virginia, so you know this is live. There's a big red dot above my face. See, Alabama has it too. See, woolly boogers. Maybe I should just name like a fan club woolly boogers just to mess everybody up. Say Beth and the woolly boogers. 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 Talking to mama on the phone. I was thinking the other day that I wanted to give Kid Rock a couple of new, Cletus already wrote Plowboy, so I can't do Cowboy, but I was thinking now that he's a pop, he could do, I'm a paw, baby, I got the stroller in the back and we're headed for some ice cream, paw. Or he could do, I am a grandpa, got a grandkitty, kid, whatever. Like, there's so many things he could do, and I think he should just have this whole alter ego called Pop Rock. Because now he has grandyoungins, and I think that's adorable. Him and Tall Kenny should get together. That's what I call him. You can't call him that. His name's Big Kenny, but I call him Tall Kenny. He's very tall. He walked by me and I said, "You're real tall." He said, "Yeah." I said, "They call you that?" He goes, "What?" I said, "Tall Kenny." He goes, "No, can't say they have." I said, "That's a shame. I'm going to start calling you that. Tall Kenny." "What's up, TK?" "It'll catch on. It'll catch on." He didn't know how to handle it. No, most people don't. Both hands. Some kind of tetanus shot probably, but I should come with a warning label. He like, "Don't put her on speakerphone, and for the love of God, give her some weed and put jam on her nose." A cat, a cat, a cat, a cat. Twinkle, twinkle, little bat. How I wonder where you're at. You have a restaurant in Eastern Kentucky called Wood Booger. Is it Wood Booger or Woody Booger? Wampus Cat. Now, the Wampus Cats, it's spelt wrong. It's Wampus. Wampus. And it's actually the mascot of the Leesville high school football team in Louisiana. They're the Wampus Cats. I know this because I bought a t-shirt that says I'm a Wampus Cat, and I didn't know that was the mascot. I just thought, well, that's hilarious. And they're like, "Oh, you got a kid at DeRidder or at Leesville?" I'm like, "Nope." Just really like y'all's mascot. Some more unnecessary noise. Noise, 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 noise. To understand the Grinch a little better at 42 years old, he didn't really hate Christmas. He hated noise, and I get that. I get that. All that incessant singing and whoos and noise, noise, noise. When you get older, you learn a lot of stuff about Christmas, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, proving that nobody really wants you around until they fucking need you. And how do you start a Christmas song with a threat? You better watch out. Better cry. Or what? Who's coming to town, the Punisher or Santa Claus? Head on swivel. How's my kitty? I hope you mean the four-legged kind, not the one that I'm walking around with. Both doing fine. Both doing fine. Mittens is acclimating well. So, Ruby the chicken is who you're thinking of, and I'm guessing she's doing fine, but she lives with my buddy Billy down in Tennessee. The ducks have gone to live on a farm. I've got 4 turkeys left and 28 chickens. Got that cold weather snap coming up for Lindsay Woolsey winter. Don't get them, then I guess I'll just have an odd number of birds. But as it is, I've got 3 broody hens and 1 broody turkey right now, so I had an arterial flow problem for a minute. I may have a bunch of babies coming up soon. So if you're in the market for some straight run chicks or some little jakes, turklets, if you will, then let me know, because we'll probably have some budgeting first. And I'm going to get rid of them because I don't have room for that many birds. But I did want to have little babies. I just wanted to see them hatch their babies just one good time. Why not? You got chickens, you might as well watch the miracle of life. Cattywampus is when it's cockeyed. Like you're going somewhere and they got like my love seat's not sitting against the wall. It's like this. That's all cattywampus. That's a different thing. That means, off center, cattywampus. Just letting you know. Don't want you to sound stupid in conversation. Anyway, I go to the dentist tomorrow. I have to go to the greenhouse on Tuesday. I was going to go to Nashville this week, but I have to do some press and stuff for redneck shit and my own stuff that's fixing to go come out with some other artists. It's not the only song coming down the pike, so just watch for my name. And, just checking off some P's and Q's. Got a big show in Hurricane next weekend at Emma Ray Steakhouse on Saturday night. So if you're in town for Mother's Day weekend or you want to take her out for a nice steak at an affordable price and hear some good music and some comedy while you're out, best fun that you can have for less than $100. So come on out and see us. That show starts about 7. Check my website to make sure. But then we're off to the races again. We never slow down. But I do have a handful of dates still available, so if you want us to come to your neck of the woods and play, and just have me a place to sing, smoke, and sleep, and I'm on the way. See, Justin, that's a whole different thing. They had to use the foreskin from him circumcision to put him some eyelids on. They said he's going to be all right. He's just a little cockeyed. Anyway. Well, that's pretty much all I know from this side of the mountain today. I just thought I'd go in here and say hi. It's a Sunday evening. It's pretty outside. We're through Blackberry winter, and we're coming out of it. It's going to be pretty this week. Going to probably rain towards the middle of the week if you're checking the almanac and the full moon. There are 2 full moons in May, so the blue moon's coming up at the end of the month. Make your plans for Memorial Day now. Make sure you have a designated driver. And if you don't have quality entertainment for your get-together, holler at your girl, Sarah Beth, because she has a couple days open. If you'd like for me to have a yard sale where you can meet my entire family and get their autographs too, then let me know and we'll make that happen as well. In the meantime, I will see you this week on Cigarette Mom and Thursday night for Feral Christian Bible Study and Saturday night at Emma Ray's in Hurricane, West Virginia, live and in person. So, glad to have you. We will have eggs at the show. We will have merchandise at the show. We will have brand new songs and stories that you've never heard. So I suggest you grab a friend and come on. It's a free show. It would be nice if you tipped. So, Eli, do it. Come by and see me. Might as well. All right, friends. Well, that's all I know from this side of the mountain. Keep your Bibles open and your powder dry and your head on a swivel. And be nice to old people, animals, and children. Love your neighbor as yourself. You can't give it to God, right? Let him sort it out. In the meantime, he loves you and I do too. And there's not a damn thing that you can do about it. Remember, perhaps most important of all, I'm Sarah Beth Terry. And you're not. Bye.